Hey guys, Steve here from PC Budget Solutions, and first of all, gotta apologize. I feel like crap right now. I'm feeling a little bit better. I missed a half day of work, powered through today, but I'm alive, and this has to get done. So while the title of this is build log, this is actually a rebuild log. So if you remember, I'm gonna move this graphics card real quick. I put a G4560 and RX 515 here. I ended up using this for a couple days because, thank you. Big shout out to the hardware swap subreddit. I was able to sell a bunch of stuff very quickly. I even actually have some memory for sale too, but that's on eBay. But it is time. There is a theme to this build. I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. So let's get started and let's start getting it put together. It took about 5 minutes to disassemble the rig. So we're ready to roll. Now, I'm not going to show you my address here. Yeah, well, now you really can't see it. But you guys will see what's in here later. This is some goodies. But I'm going to talk about the parts. So first things first. Let's grab the motherboard. We have the MSI B350 Tomahawk Arctic. It's a white and black. So my first white motherboard I get to work with. Pretty excited about that. We have Ryzen 5 1600X. I did it because I'm sick of overclocking Ryzen. It's annoying. It's not, I mean, you can get it stable, but it's annoying. So I just want something that runs 4 gigahertz. We have RGB memory. I went with the cheapest I can find. We went with, actually, these are white DIMMs. Hint, hint. We have a couple SP120s. And a couple SP140s. Excited about that. And let's talk about the cooler. It's a completely different language, but it's a Gammaxx 400. I just reviewed this recently. It was a champ. I love it. So you guys are going to see that when you come back. And then this. And I'm hoping that after you guys see this, you'll kind of get what I'm doing. It kind of all makes sense. So I have a 240 gig SK Hynix SSD. Okay, it's white. And I have a WD purple. Now, here's the thing. Purple's for video surveillance, okay? It doesn't really matter. It's purple. This whole build is purple and white. You don't see this very often. I saw this case used once before, but you don't see a white and purple build. I think it's going to be really cool. Hopefully I'm right. If not, I got to sell this and build something else. Now, you guys actually haven't seen me build over here before. This is actually where my system goes. But I have a lot more room over here, so we're going to go ahead and get this hopefully opened up here. Oh, looks so nice. That white and black, you don't see stuff like this very often. So the anti-static bag down for the time being. You just want to make sure this bad boy posts. Oh, that looks so nice. I'm glad I'm not going to be overclocking it too. That's going to be fun for once. So let's go ahead, open up the CPU real quick. By the way, got this off Amazon. It was $199. I don't know if it's still on sale, but I'll send you guys a quick link below. So, as always, Ryzen CPUs all get installed the exact same way. And how you do that, it's quite simple. You lift this lever, nothing serious. There's a gold triangle at the corner here, so in this case down here. You match it up with this gold triangle right here, just like that. Now, the trick is, with Ryzen, is you put no pressure, and it actually already dropped right in. Just like that. So that was easy. Let's go ahead and install some memory real quick. And then we will cut to CPU fan installation. This doesn't use a box cooler, although I do have a box cooler, but I want to get this bad boy installed. So I generally do 2 and 3, or 2 and 4 rather. That seems to be consistent across the board with Ryzen. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. We get the other one in. Now, when installing memory, it's kind of important that you get a good grip under the motherboard when you do it. So that way you're not putting too much flex on the motherboard, ideally. Now, I didn't check everything here. I'm going to open up the cooler, take a look at it. Once I figure it out, I'll show you guys how to put it on. Okay, this installation is actually not bad. So for AM4, I'm going to remove this bottom piece. Always do that. Oh, we got copper. I like copper. This is going to sit just like that. So we'll leave that there. Then we grab our screwdriver and the 4 included screws. All I have to do is get them to line up. And it's probably pretty important for this one. Do not drive them all the way down. Make sure you line them up and just get them started. And it actually, in this case, a cross pattern is probably going to be ideal. As we always tell you, always do a cross pattern if you can. Because it just makes everything sit so much better. So you're not lopsided on pressure and things of that nature. So now, want to get this installed first before we put the fans on. So this does come with its own thermal paste. We'll give it a test. If it keeps it cool, then we'll keep it on there. If not, I think I have some Arctic Silver laying around. Like I said, I'm not doing any kind of manual overclocking. I'm just going to set it and then forget it. So that's on. Let's go ahead and move our motherboard box back over. Let's grab some of Deep Cool's thermal paste. You know what? I'm not sure if I really trust this. Nope, we're going to go ahead and use some Arctic CP15 by CryoOrg. It works well. So I like to use the grain and rice method. Of course, that didn't work out too well. That should be good. Not the best, but it should work. If I have temperature issues, I'll find out. Let me figure out how these work. So it's going to be one of those things where it'll sit in on here and you'll just have to apply a lot of pressure. Yay, fun. But I guess it will stay down because it should have enough pressure, right? God. And it looks like I have fan clearance, so I'm really excited about that. So fan brackets are actually not bad to work with. We're going to do the front one first. I'm going to turn this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So just so you guys know, this is a Gammaxx 400, but it's in white. So I actually have a review on this. The blue variant, which actually performed really well with Ryzen with manual overclocking, nonetheless just automatic. So what you do, put these hooks through the holes in the back here. So just like this. And you just have to clip it around the sides. Noctua has a very similar mounting mechanism with theirs. And that one's in. And what's cool is you can adjust the height how you see fit. I'm going to do the same one with the rear. I'm going to go ahead and spin this around. But I'm actually going to do it in reverse here. Now, I'm not using the included fan because it's not purple. That's the only reason why I'm not doing it. I figured Corsair SP120s will work fine. So in this case, I actually have it in the front. I'm going to flip this around. That one's in. Make sure this one's in. Yep, they're in. Now, I probably, that really doesn't matter. They're not the same height, they're off by one, so I'm actually going to move it up a little bit. Just for the sake of even airflow and everything like that. On the last rung. Okay. I think this one also is on the last rung. Yep, they're both the same height now. Okay, so I didn't do the whole fan installation because it took me a long time. There's not a lot of energy, so do apologize about that, guys, but we're going to keep going here. Get all these wires out of the way it can be. We're going to pop the I/O shield in here, as you always do. One corner at a time. Bam! That's it. Grab the motherboard by the core. That's usually where the most structural rigidity is. And we're going to go ahead and slide this guy carefully, because we already have the SSD in here, so I'm actually going to have to bring it down. Just be very careful. You don't want to just plop it in there. You can smack off a standoff, or you can do a lot of things that's probably not that favorable here. There's some power supply cables in the way here, it seems. There we go. Well, it's probably not with the deal that I left the power supply in. But basically, you just need to make sure you line up with the I/O shield in the back. And then for the NZXT and Corsair cases, there's actually a pin knocked out in the middle that will help hold it in place. You know, when I took apart this case, this standoff over here came off with the screw. And it did the exact same thing to me this time. It's quite annoying to say the least, because there was something stuck under there. So I have to wonder if I'm actually using the wrong screw over there again. And then this one in the corner, so I just actually pulled this board out. Wants to go all the way down and lock immediately. Not go all the way down, just locks immediately, which is fine. So I'm going to do something that I never recommend doing. And I'm actually bolting these all the way down as I do them. So I'm trying to get a feel for consistencies here. Let's see what's going on. So I'm probably have to take this board back out again. The woes of building a computer when you have a bunch of spare parts. What ends up happening is you get screws and everything misaligned. Not every screw is the same in a round building, so as you do more and more and compile a bigger and bigger collection, you start realizing that. This one, I don't like it. I'm going to use another one of these over here. But this one takes 9 total, plus the knockoff pin for the standoff. So your mileage may vary on that end. Now what I'm going to do, because I only have one more to do, so I'm going to take the bigger screwdriver to see if I can rethread some of these a little bit and see what's going on with those. And that went down fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bigger screwdriver and I'm going to check all these real quick. So, check that one. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That's going to give me some problems. That one's okay. I'm going to say this, gotta have on take this motherboard back out again. Probably should have test posted this, huh? Yeah, that would have been a good idea. Alright, that's in. Let's start getting some of the extras in, start hooking things up and wiring up, shall we? Oh yeah, video card to put in still. Let's do that next. I wasn't actually planning on getting to show this, but I figured I would. I took the power supply out because I need another ring of SATA. I need video cards, since when I did my original just basic build in there, yeah, I didn't need all that stuff. So I'm going to shove these back in here real quick. I love this power supply mounting so much. The hump, and then thumb screws if one ever want to line up. Makes life so much easier if you have, especially if you have a modular power supply. Cool. I just put it down here, make sure I get clearance here in the back. clear it back. I look in the front. It'll line up with PCI Express connector. Note that this top one right here, I knocked out these two, not this top one. This is going to be fun. Now, the only reason why I went with the purple drive is it's purple. Yes, I probably could have gotten away without having to get a purple drive, but then I would have been cheating. I wanted to do a build that had purple in it, because you do not see that very often at all. So, let me go ahead. I don't want to mount this. Can I actually get 2 screws in here? I think I did last time. So I want it in as far as possible for cable management purposes. So, the screws grow in the front, by the way, so you generally need a mesh filter off to do this. So just a FYI. I was actually about to put it on. I was like, wait, we're doing a hard drive. Yep. So as promised, zip ties. Okay, no, it's not the Express. So, this wasn't cheap. It was $50 to have these shipped. They are purple extension cables and purple SATA cables for all power cords. It was not cheap. It was $48 to have this stuff shipped in a timely manner. So I'm really, really excited. That's why I didn't want to do any power cables yet. So let's shove this SATA cable out of the way. Over in there. Let's do, so these are fans. I feel like I need to pull all these cables out. I don't know if I'll need these small lights yet. Let's keep these out. Let's go. Really? Hashtag, well, I'm not lying, I was supposed to say Linus can't open tips. We'll go PCBS can't open tips. No, we'll go Feven can't open tips. So the only downside with these cable extensions, it is going to make it harder to manage, but it's going to look so cool. So we will run this through, and I'll go ahead and turn this around so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Move this up a little bit here. So I hope the purple doesn't clash too much. We'll find out. I'm not the master of not clashing, so keep that in mind. But I'm hoping it should work. I guess a lot of it depends on what color the LEDs are. As you guys know, this LED is already purple. So, pretty stoked about that. Okay, I should have, yes. Okay, let's get the 8-pin power connector. There we go. Got it right here. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually route it around the back of the computer. Why do you not want to fit? I'll do one at a time. For some reason, the 1/8-pin side really wanted to make it hard to get in. I should have wired this before. Mistakes were made. But it is what it is. Just have to make it work. How many times have I made this mistake, guys? Let me know in the comment section where I go to wire this 8-pin and it's like nearly impossible. So I'm gonna get this in and then we'll be back. You guys remember how I said that like even I still make mistakes? Well, the reason why it was so hard to get that one plug in was I was plugging in not the EPS but the VGA, and it actually went in, but it would not go in up top. Now I still had other issues, don't get me wrong, but yeah, so no matter how many computers you build, you're gonna make dumb mistakes. You always will, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I have and continue to for time as time goes on. Not that I need that screwdriver anyway for now. Let's open up this last one. This is a 6-pin. So I grabbed an 8-pin and a 6-pin since that's exactly what this card takes. So I'm going to grab the other VGA connector, which is right here. As one of the people who I sold something to is messaging me. Okay, so that wasn't that one. There we go. And I will simply mount these through the bottom. So they have them backwards. Clearly. Okay. So view. I think I like them come up that way. I'll probably zip tie them together over here. I think that looks pretty clean. So that's good. Let's get our SATA connectors in super quick. Yeah, the guy who I sold my Vega to has questions, so I'll try to answer those for him here shortly. Off camera, obviously. So, for the first couple times you do this, it's probably easier to take out the SSD. Or you can be like me and be like, you can do it without doing that. And hopefully you don't bend any pins. Yes, I've actually done that. Although I don't think it was from that. But. So, I'll make it easier. Actually, pull this out a little bit so I can... There we go. Hey. Thank you. It looks like we actually have two SATA ports, top and bottom here. So we'll do that one. Last one to open. And this will simply hook up to, wow, we have a big mess back here. This will be fun to fix. Before I actually fix it, I actually want the shorter cables. I'm probably going to test it first. Make sure she works. Okay. So we're pretty much most of the way hooked up. I didn't know that actually can come loose like that. That's interesting. Most of the way hooked up here. There we go. Now we're back in place. I'm just going to do that, and then cable management, I'll show you guys what the results look like, and we'll be done. So, it's another day. I pretty much finished most of it yesterday. Cleaned up everything a little bit. Looks pretty solid. It's ready to roll. Let's go ahead and fire it up, and moment of truth time. It's a good sign. It's a very good sign. Let's see if it posts video. That's always a tricky one. Oh, video's coming up. I think we are in good shape. I saw it flicker a little bit. Yes, we are in the BIOS. It is done. I have to work with the RGB memory a little bit. There's actually a software by Team, so I'll get that going, but let's go ahead and wrap it up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the ride. This is a little bit different. I wasn't feeling that well. I was just doing stuff, made several mistakes. There's actually a section after this outro. Guys might find funny. But if you guys want to purchase anything that I use for my build, I'm going to put links in the description below. If you like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit that thumbs down. Because you guys don't like my build logs, but this one, a little rushed, wasn't feeling well, so I totally get it. But as always, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Steve from PC Budget Solutions, and I'll see you later on down the road.